Hey guys, welcome back. So this is converting from standard form to intercept form. So to convert from standard form to intercept form, it is just converting back to factored form. So you'll start off with your standard form quadratic, which is ax squared plus bx plus c, and you'll just factor it to get to this form, where p and q are your x-intercepts, which show up in your problem here and here. So we'll first start off with example number 15, and we will factor this. We'll do the A times C table. A times C is 6. My B value is -5. And then we will find out what numbers multiply to give us 6 and add to give us -5. So multiply to get a positive, add to be a negative. That means they both have to be negative. -2 plus -3 gives me -5. So I'll rewrite my problem. X squared minus 2x minus 3x plus 6. I'll then go in and group my problem. X squared minus 2x. Remember, there's a plus between your two groups. And then -3x plus 6. I'll take the GCF from both groups. And finally, factor out my problem. I'll factor out my funny GCF, which is x minus 2. And then what's left over is x minus 3. So that went from standard form up top to intercept form at the bottom. Your two x-intercepts are x equals 2 and x equals 3. Now we'll go on to number 16. For number 16, we look at this problem and see that our a value has a -2. So since my a value is not a 1, we want to double check for a GCF. My GCF here will be -2, and I'll divide that out from all of my terms. And now with my new trinomial, after I've taken out my GCF, we will do my a times c chart. So -3 and +2. 1 and 3 are my only factors of 3, and the way to multiply to get a -3 and add to get a positive is a -1 and a +3. That'll give me a +2. So we'll rewrite that, busting up my B term. And then we will group. We'll take the GCF from my first group. My first GCF is x. It leaves me with x minus 1. My GCF from my second group is going to be -3, leaves me with x minus 1. And then I will factor out my funny GCF, which is x minus 1, and I'm left with x minus 3. And this is now intercept form. And my two x-intercepts are x equals 1 and x equals 3. Moving on to number 17, we'll do the same thing here. We'll check for GCF. Since my a value is 1, we will not have one. A times c is 2, b is 3. The only factors of 2 are 1 and 2, and they add to be 3. So now we'll rewrite our problem, busting our b. Our next step is to group our problem. and then I'll pull out a GCF from each group. My first GCF is x. I'm left with x plus 1. My next GCF is 2. We're left with x plus 1. I'll factor out my funny GCF of x plus 1, and that leaves me with x plus 2 for my other group. This is now in intercept form. And my 2x intercepts are x equals -1 and x equals -2. All right, last but not least is number 18. Number 18, my a value is not 1, so we will look for a GCF, and we can factor out a 3 here. It leaves me with x squared minus 2x plus 3. We'll do my GCF, or my a times c chart after taking out my GCF with my new trinomial. A times c is 3. My b value is -2. And the only factors of 3 are 1 and 3. To multiply to get a positive and add to get a negative, that means that both of them have to be negative. And if we made both of these negatives, that would give me -4. If we kept both of them positive, it would give me +4. So neither one of these would work. We would have to stop right here. This one is not going to be factorable. It's not going to be pretty when we factor it. So we will stop there for this problem.